There are many who express surprise as to how India manages to remain as a friend of both Iran and Israel, who are considered to be Betnoya. But that's not a very difficult question. There is a very clear answer to that. India follows a well dehyphenated foreign policy when dealing with Iran and Israel. That is, India doesn't mix issues. On certain areas, India cooperates with Iran. On many other areas, India cooperates with Israel. But there is a more deeper question. That is India or is Iran a real friend of India? Or are India and Iran real friends? There are two schools of thoughts on this. One school believes that India and Iran share historical and cultural ties, and India and Iran are natural friends. There is another school of thought which thinks that this is not a question that can be answered in black and white. They think that on certain areas, India and Iran share warm relations, on other areas, India and Iran differ. But there is a third conclusion which says India and Iran are not friends. Actually, I share that view. Let's get to the bottom of the whole issue. Welcome to Insights. I'm Hari Kumar. Let's start from the latest development. A few days ago, Supreme Leader of Iran, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, made a controversial post on X platform, that's the former Twitter. Ali Khamenei said India is one of the areas or places where minorities, by minorities he means Muslims, are suppressed. India retorted immediately. India reminded Khamenei on the plight of minorities in Iran. You know, minorities like Zoroastrians, Baha'is are all suppressed. They don't have any right in Iran. And India reminded Mr. Khamenei that those who speak about the rights of minorities in other countries should first ensure right of minorities in their own countries. Khamenei replied to that also, but in a mellow tone. He didn't answer about or comment on the observations about the plight of minorities in Iran. Instead, he said, Iran cannot consider itself to be a Muslim country if it doesn't care about Ummah. Ummah means the Islamic Brotherhood, the greater Islamic Brotherhood. He mentioned countries like India, Myanmar, then Gaza, etc. But the man who shed crocodile tears about Muslims in a few countries didn't utter a single word about the plight of Muslims in China, that is the Uyghur Muslims. He never says about Xinjiang province in China, where China has really suppressed the Muslim ethnic minority there. So Ali Khamenei knows to respect power. That's it. He knows how big is China. He knows that Iran needs the help of China. So it's not Ummah, it's something else. That is his hypocrisy, his duplicity. Let's come back to the main issue. Are Iran and India friends? Iran often sheds tears on Kashmiri Muslims. Iran never used to miss an opportunity to mention Kashmir in international statements. Whenever Iran and Pakistan met, leaders of Iran and Pakistan met, their resolutions would mention Kashmir in Kashmir. So Iran never showed any friendship towards India. Iran never accepted views of India on many issues, especially that is regarding the relationship the hostile relationship between India and separatists, India and Pakistan. So clearly, the position or policy of Iran on many issues was clearly anti India. And it's true of late, Iran has mellowed down. That's not because Iran has developed any love for India. That's because of the current geopolitical realities. So that's it. You know, Iran has been undergoing sanctions. Iran has been crushed by sanctions by the United States as well as United Nations, UN. In 2015 to the period extending from 2015 to 20, then there was clear ban against export of crude oil and petroleum products from Iran, and only few countries in the world dared to violate the ban. India was one among them. That helped Iran a lot, significantly. India purchased crude from Iran despite the international ban and US ban especially. When the UN withdrew the ban, India started buying oil from Iran. At that time, Iran sold crude oil to India at a discounted rate. But when the US eased sanctions, immediately Iran insisted that India should give them the market price as any other country in the world gives them. So that's Iran. Iran didn't remember that India was one of the few countries that dared to buy crude oil from Iran despite the US ban. So that's Iran. But India has got many options. India left Iran for better options. So whenever Iran gets an opportunity, it bears its fangs. They don't have any love for India. Now let's go back still farther. During India-Pakistan wars, Iran openly sided with Pakistan. In 1967-68 war, in 1965, then in 1971, during both wars, Iran actively sided with Pakistan and supplied weapons to Pakistan. During the Bangladesh Liberation Operation, when India in 1971 India-Pakistan war, Iran allowed fighter jets from Pakistan to be hidden in their hangars because they knew very well that India won't attack Pakistani fighter jets there. So that was the attitude of Iran. Iran was willing to supply arms and ammunition to Pakistan. They said they will lend their fighter jets to Pakistan. You see the attitude of Iran. Iran never had any sympathy for India. Iran even didn't take a neutral stand. Iran was totally against India and was completely pro-Pakistan. Might have been even willing to send their army to fight India. But the geopolitical realities often suppress the urge of Iran to attack India. For example, Taliban is totally against Iranian regime. So Taliban is a Sunni Islamic extremist group. Similarly, Al-Qaeda was like that. So since Taliban is ruling Iran, Iran is afraid of Taliban. They pretend to be to ally with India on certain matters. But that is because of the pressure of circumstance, not because any love lost for India. So this is Iran. Actually, even before Islamic revolution, Iran followed a policy of antagonism against India, no doubt about that. When Shah was ruling, both India-Pakistan wars, I said about that, they were during the period when Shah was ruling Iran. And Shah was totally supportive of Pakistan. Then, after Ali Khamenei became the supreme, or after Islamic revolution, there the whole world turned against Iran. So that was why post Islamic revolution, Iran showed a certain leniency towards India because they know very well that the whole world was against them. So if there is somebody who can help them, they have to side with them. That is why there was a slight improvement, not because of any love, but because of circumstances. And if you think about the attitude of people, India, there are many Indians who think that Iranians and Indians share a common heritage. Both have Aryan heritage. The languages Farsi and Sanskrit have Indo-American, Indo-European roots. Absolutely rubbish. I know many Iranians. I have come across many Iranians. Iranians are people the public, even the public of Iranians think that they are more like Westerners. They don't think they are as consider themselves as South anything. They don't have anything to do with South Asians. They are even to an extent racial. They think that they are white people. They are real Aryans. So this is the attitude of Iran. And during the time of Shah, when Shah was the king of Iran, when there was greater freedom of expression, there was more political freedom, social freedom, etc. Then Iranians thought that they were far more developed than South Asian countries. So they never had any friendship for India. This is a wrong concept. Actually, Arabs have got better friendship with India. Arabs share many things with India. Iran is not an Arab country. Iranians actually hate Arabs also. They consider themselves to be racially superior, civilizationally superior than Arabs. So that is why they follow a different school of Islam also. Iran don't take Iran lightly. They believe in their own supremacy, their cultural supremacy. Just because of the Western sanctions, they cannot raise their head. They show certain amount of friendship towards India. Don't mistake it for real friendship. That's for now. Meet you with another topic next time. Till then, goodbye.